What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with an emergency video. So it looked like Cleveland media is letting it be known this is going to be Shedeur Sanders' biggest challenge of his career. This mandatory OTAs that take place this week in Cleveland is basically the telltale sign what Shedeur Sanders' future could hold with him being on the Cleveland Browns roster. Now, we know there has been growing speculations that the Browns could possibly be drafting another quarterback next year in the 2027 draft. Deshaun Watson is on his way out the door regardless how he played, win, lose, or draw. They're done with him. Now, with that being said, anybody with common sense would invest all their time into young rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders. But it is what it is. They want him to battle it out with Deshaun Watson. So that is the table that has been set for Shedeur. Shedeur has to go out there this week and prove not just to himself, but to this coaching staff that he is more than capable enough in leading the Browns to possibly a Super Bowl, the playoffs, and taking them into the new era of this team. Now, with that being said, I told y'all, Cleveland media is letting it be known today, this morning. 92 The Fan broke the damn internet with this story right here, letting it be known that Todd Monken is possibly about to announce the starting quarterback this week. Yes, at the end of this week, going into training camp.
What he's gone to therapy for, I just think it's way too risky.
Is there any chance Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders can separate themselves as the starter this week?
It would be nice if one of them would, right?
That'd be something. It'd be great.
Yeah, it would. But, and I've talked about this a lot on my show, on other shows, that it's been consistently inconsistent. You go back and listen to what Todd Monken had to say last week when he was talking about, hey, my opinion changes by the day. And I think that that's just because one day Deshaun has the good day. The next day it's Shedeur that has the good day. And then back to Deshaun, back to Shedeur. Maybe they put back-to-back days together. But then you're going back and forth. And I just think that's a byproduct of the inconsistency. And look, we're only out there for one of the three practices. Now, this week will be for all three, Tuesday through Thursday. But during OTAs, we're seeing one of the three practices each week. So we don't know what's going on the Tuesday or on the Thursday as far as, what the coaches are seeing and whatnot. But it has been inconsistent with what we've seen. We've seen good stuff from Shedeur. We've seen not so good stuff from Shedeur. Same thing with Deshaun. So neither one of these guys has been able to separate themselves. And I think that that's what Todd Monken's ultimately looking for. He's looking for some consistency, and he's just not gotten that.
So basically, they saying that Shedeur has not been consistent in his performance in this battle, which is crazy to me because we've been hearing how Shedeur elevated and moved up so well with his timing, with his drop back. And now y'all saying it's inconsistent? What the hell?
From either one of these guys. Now, he can stand up there and say he's got two starting caliber quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm going to disagree with him because I think if you say you got two, you got none. Yes, you have two guys who have started games in the National Football League, but right now they're just wildly inconsistent when you're talking about this time of year where there's very minimal defensive pressure. You're not really under siege. You're not going to be hit, whatever. You're doing some installs and things like that, but this is supposed to be the easy time of the year, right? I mean, for a quarterback, this is the fun time of year where all the passes should be completed relatively easy, but that's not been the case for either one of these guys. But I do think that that's exactly what Todd Monken's looking for. He wants somebody to take the reins in this mini camp so that he can move forward in training camp with the number one guy. I just fear that we're going to go into training camp with another one of these dreaded quarterback competitions.
Daryl, I got 30 seconds. Do you think it's been more that Deshaun Watson hasn't elevated himself throughout this process, or is Shedeur elevating himself so much that it's becoming a question now that Shedeur could possibly be the number one quarterback heading into the actual season?
I'm not dodging that, Ken. I think it's both. I think it's a combination of both.
That's fine.
Shedeur's better than he was last year, right? And he's actually getting reps in practice instead of throwing to the ball boys like we saw last year. And then also, too, Deshaun, who's still recovering, shaking off the rust, all those things. He does look physically healthy. He's got that going for him. But there just have been a few moments where you're like, yep, that's the Deshaun Watson that we saw coming off the suspension, coming off the shoulder injury, starting the 2024 season.
Daryl, thank you very much for the time. Blessings to you and yours.
You bet, guys. Have a good one.
The great Daryl Ryder. Brought to you by
Shibe and Jewelers, Cleveland's.
Now, what stuck out to me in this is that now they're saying Todd Monken is undecided because both of these quarterbacks has not performed very, very well. Well, I'm here to tell you that ain't what we've been hearing. We've been hearing 1 week is, Deshaun Watson looked light years ahead of Shedeur. Last Friday, we just heard Shedeur, oh my goodness, he's still in this thing. Which one is it? Is he doing good or is he doing bad? Because as of right now, I don't know if I could believe what they're saying. I really don't know if I could believe what the Cleveland Brown media is saying right now. They're all over the damn place. And it's crazy. Very much so. Crazy work. And it's distasteful as a Shedeur Sanders fan, knowing that this is the position Shedeur is in. Now, one of Shedeur teammates, Isaiah Bond, spoke with the media about Shedeur and this battle the other day. Let me see if I can blow it up here for you guys.
I mean, I've gained about like 15 pounds of muscle, so
wow.
I definitely put on some muscle in the off season, but that's all testament to hard work. I put some work in the off season. So I'm just out here, to have a great season. It's been great. Me and Shedeur, we were both came out, college last year, so we have that relationship kind of. And also, Deshaun Watson, I was with him down there in Miami.
Yeah.
So just building a relationship with both guys. You know what I'm saying? They're both great quarterbacks. 007 to cut, go Browns.
So he looked like he stayed kind of neutral throughout all this. He said, you know what? They're great quarterbacks. What's this right here?
Shedeur on the run. Throwing a deep ball.
Art.
Bond has it at the 10. He's down at the 2.
You see, this is what we need to see, man. Will the Browns allow us to see this combination? As right now, I don't know. But it's very interesting, man. Get down in the comment section. Let me know y'all thoughts about 92 The Fan and the Cleveland media with this crazy narrative that Todd Monken is very undecided in which quarterback he want to go with. But just like they said, this is the week of reckoning. But like always, man, until next time.